Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In the previous lecture, we discussed about introduction of NLP, in which we understood definition of NLP, components of NLP, various kind of NLP applications, phases of NLP, and why NLP is difficult as compared to other AI domains like computer vision and time series analysis. Now here in this lecture, we are going to discuss about various kind of text pre-processing techniques in NLP. So let's get started. Text pre-processing is very essential step in any kind of NLP projects, whether it is sentiment analysis, text summarization, text paraphrasing, or grammar correction, or any other kind of NLP projects. Here in this lecture, we are going to learn at least 40 to 50 text pre-processing methods that will be very helpful to you in any kind of NLP projects. So without further delay, we directly jump into the Jupyter notebook. So here we are in our Jupyter notebook. First of all, we need to import the dataset. I have a dataset called review.csv. I have used pandas library to import our dataset. Pandas library is very useful for importing any kind of datasets and performing various operations on datasets. Here I have used read_csv function in pandas to import our CSV dataset. Entire dataset is stored in df variable. To display first 5 records of our dataset, we just need to type df.head. So it will display first 5 records of our dataset. For displaying the shape of dataset, we just need to type df.shape. Here 23,483 rows and the 11 columns is available in our dataset. To know all the columns names in our dataset, we just need to type df.columns. Here we can see all the name of our columns. For our task, we just use this column review space text. So first we rename review space text to the text that will be very helpful to us while performing various operations. For renaming the text, we use the rename function. So we just need to type df.rename column and pass the dictionary, in which the key is the original text and the value is the text that we want, right? And we stored it again in a df variable. Now you can see we just print first 5 record of our text column. So you can see first 5 reviews of the column. Now the first text pre-processing technique is lowercase. So to do all the text in a lowercase, we use the lower function. Here I have used the apply and lambda functions to accomplish these tasks. So apply function is used to iterate the column. It takes each review one by one and give it to the lambda function. Lambda function is nothing but anonymous function. It's like a simple function, but it doesn't have any name, right? So here we pass entire column to the apply function. Apply function iterate each column to the lambda, and lambda function process that review. So first it will convert into the text and then transfer into the lowercase and pass to the lower underscore text column. So that's how this entire line of code is working. So now you can see the lower underscore text column. So here you can see all the characters are converting in a lowercase. Likewise we do uppercase. Here we use the same syntax. So first we pass the entire column to the apply function, and then lambda function converting text into the string. After that it will convert or a transfer into the uppercase. Here you can see first 5 records of uppercase you can see all the characters are transferred into the uppercase. Right, now you can also do the capitalized case by using capitalized functions. Entire syntax format is same as uppercase and lowercase, right? Now the fourth text preprocessing technique is remove punctuations. So if we have a requirement of removing any punctuations of our review or any text sentence, so how we will do that? So for that, first of all, we need to import the string library. In the string library, we can see all the punctuations. For that, we just need to print string dot punctuations. So here you can see the string which includes all the punctuations or special characters, right? To check the type of this particular, here we can see the type is string. So this entire collection of punctuations is in a string format, right? So now let's see how we can remove the punctuation from the entire sentence or entire columns. So before that, we need to understand two functions, translate and make trans. Make trans and translate is always used together, where translate function is used to replace some character with some specified dictionary or a mapping table. So what is specified dictionary and mapping table? So make trans is a mapping table that can be used with the translate method to replace specific characters. So here make trans has a main three argument. First argument is string of characters that should be a replaced. The second argument is string of new characters that should be placed on the position of older ones, right? And the third argument is string of characters that should be removed from the strings. Let's understand with a very simple example. Here text is equal to I am Yash. So I have used the make trans function. I want YSH should be replaced with MCD, and the third argument is AI, which means A and I characters should be removed from this entire sentence, right? So first of all, make trans function will remove A and I from the strings. We will get this new string MYSH, right? After that, it will replace Y with the M first index, then second index, S will be replaced to C, and H character will be replaced to D. So here we got the final output M space MCD. Hope you understood how translate and make trans function is working, right? Now how we will remove the punctuation from the entire string or a column. So here, as we discussed before, we pass entire column to apply function. Apply function iterate each review one by one and pass it to the lambda function. Lambda function first converted that review into the string, give to the translate function. Translate function replace the string by using make trans functions. So make trans function will first remove the punctuations. So in a third argument, we pass string dot punctuation, which means these punctuations will be removed from the entire reviews if available. So suppose in the review we can see this curly bracket, right? So make trans function first remove the curly bracket from the entire reviews, and here you can see first and second argument blank because I don't want to replace any character in the place of any characters, right? The text of removing punctuation, it will store in the remove dot underscore punctuation underscore text column. So here you can see the dash will remove. Here you can see the exclamation marks also remove. You can see this point also remove. You can see this comma also removed. So you can see all the punctuations from the text are removed. Now the next text preprocessing technique is removing round bracket from the content or each reviews. For that we need to import RE library. RE is nothing but regular expression. So let's understand how this will work. So we use re.sub function. Sub is a substring function. Here I have passed first argument as a pattern. So this tells us we need to find round bracket along with the content inside the round bracket. Here R means the string is to be treated as a row string, which means all the escape codes will be ignored. For example, /n will be treated as a new line, right? While we use the R prefix, it will be treated as a character / followed by n. That's why when we use the regular expression, we have to use R prefix so that it will be considered as a character, not the new line, right? What sub function is do? Sub function find this pattern from this entire sentence and replaced with the blank, right? So sub function find the entire pattern from the string, and if it find that this kind of pattern, then it will be replaced with the second argument. Here second argument is the blank, right? So you can see my name is Yash. In a round bracket I have written Yash. So Yash is removed and replaced with the blank. Hope you understood how sub function is work. So here we use this line of code into the each of our reviews in the text columns, right? So we pass the entire column to apply function. Apply function iterate each reviews and pass it to the lambda. Lambda function will pass this review to the re.sub, and this sub function find the pattern, and if it will find that pattern, then it will be replaced with the blank and stored in the remove _bracket _text column, right? Hope you understood this text preprocessing technique. Now next is removing URL from our reviews. So as above discussed, here we also use the sub function. We make the pattern of URLs, and if the pattern is fine, then URL will be replaced with the blanks. So here first of all you need to learn how to make any kind of pattern according to our requirement. Here I have make a pattern of URLs. Here I have make pattern of round bracket along with the content, right? So for that you can consider websites like W3 Schools, Java Tea Points or Guru 99. These websites has a very nice tutorial of learning making pattern according to your requirement, right? So you will definitely look that websites. Here I have made this pattern for the finding URLs from our reviews or a sentence. So here you can see YouTube : and URL of YouTube. It will be replaced with the blank, so we get this output YouTube. URL is removed. Now this same syntax will be placed in the lambda function, and we got the output of removing text from entire column, right? It will be stored in the remove _URLs _text. You can see here the output. Here we look same because we don't have a URLs in the first 5 records. Now The same thing, if you want to remove HTML tags, then you first need to prepare the pattern for the HTML tags, and now if HTML tags find into the sentence, then it will be replaced with the blanks. So here we same use the sub function which implies into the RE library, right? So here I have passed Yash Patel in a H1 tag, so H1 tag is removed and we get the output Yash Patel, right? So likewise we directly use this syntax to the in our lambda function, and here we pass entire column to the apply function. Apply function iterate each review to lambda, and lambda function will pass it to the that review to re.sub function, and re.sub function first of all find the pattern of tag HTML tags into the review, and if it will find that particular pattern, then it will be replaced with the blank, right? Now you can see the first 5 records of our text column, right? The next one is removing unwanted character or non-ASCII characters, right? So for that the same pattern we have used. So for that we need to prepare this pattern and we just replace with the blank. So entire syntax is same as we seen in above text processing techniques, right? Now the next text preprocessing is removing digits from our reviews, right? So if you have a requirement of removing digits from 0 to 9 to the sentence, so how you can do that? So first of all we need to import digits from our string library. Here I have print digits. You can see we got the string that contains 0 to 9 numbers as a string, right? So the same syntax, we apply entire review to the apply function, and apply function iterate each reviews one by one and pass it to the lambda function. After that lambda function convert that reviews in a string, then pass it to the translate function. Translate function pass that reviews to the makeTrans function. Here as above we see that makeTrans function remove the characters that we give in the third argument. So in a third argument we pass the string of character, string of numbers 0 to 9, right? So if makeTrans function find these characters 0, 1, 2, 3 till the 9 in our review, so it will be removed from that review. And here first and second arguments is blank because here we don't need to replace any character in the place of any character, right? After that removing digit review stored into remove underscore digit underscore text column, right? So you can see here first 5 records of removing digit text. Now we are moving towards some advanced techniques of text preprocessing. For that, first of all we need to import NLTK library. For importing NLTK library in the Jupyter notebook, we first need to type exclamation mark and then pip install NLTK. After that we import the NLTK, right? Here we need to download stopwords from the NLTK. For downloading stopwords we just need to type nltk.download and write stopwords inside the round brackets. So here you might be thinking what is stopwords. So stopwords is nothing but the most often words that we'll use for the sentence formation. Here you can see that these all are the stopwords: I, me, my, myself, whom, this, that, right? Has, had, having, do, does, haven't, isn't, shouldn't, right? These all are the stopwords. So if you have any requirements of removing stop words from the review, so how you can do that? So for that, after downloading the stop words from the NLTK, we just need to import stop words from nltk.corpus. After that, we need to make objects of stopwords.words and pass the language. Here we are working in English language, so I have passed the English language. So here I have print all the stop words available in the English language. Right? These stop words are stored in the list format. Right? So how to remove stop words from the reviews? So here I have used the list comprehension. So this syntax called list comprehension. To understand list comprehension, we first need to find for loop inside the list comprehension. Here you can see for loop. So here I have passed the text dot split in the for loop. So when we write str text dot split, so it will generate a list of words for that particular text. Let's understand with an example. Here the text is, my name is Yash and I am a data scientist as a profession. Right? So when I splitted this text, I will get this output: my as a first index in a list, the name is a second index, is y, Yash. Likewise, we got the list of these words, right? And this for loop pass these words one by one and check if word not in stop words, which means it will check these words are available or not in this list. If it is available, for example, my is available in this list, then it will don't pass this my word to the final output, which is the first variable. So here word, right? So my will be passed to the word, right? But here we can see my is inside the stop word, so it will not be passed to the word, right? Here we can, the second word is name, so name word will be checked in the stop words. Here we can see name is not available in this list, so it will pass to the word. Likewise, one by one all words are passing and check whether it is available or not in the stop words. If it is not available, then it will pass to the word, which is a new list, right? And finally, the new list will join by using join function and separating with the space. So we got the name space, years space, data space, scientist space, profession. So here that's why list comprehension works. Let's understand this same example with our traditional coding techniques. So for that, we just initialize w is equal to empty list. Now we split this text into the list of words. One by for loop, one by one pass this word and it will check that word is available in the stop words or not. If it not available, it will append into this empty list, right? That are not, these words are not available into the stop words list, right? Which is this one. After that, by using the joining function, we directly pass this list, new list, to the join function and separating with the space. So here this list is converted into the string by separating space between the words, because here we pass the space. Hope you understand list comprehension and this removing stop words techniques. So how to apply these techniques to our reviews columns? So the same method, we pass the all review to the apply function iterate one by one, and here we use the same list comprehension, right? And after removing the stopwords, the review is stored into text underscore rv underscore stopwords. You can see here the stopwords n is removed, I is removed, right? Here I is removed. So you can see I have such, all the stopwords are removed, right? Now the next one is removing Whitespaces. So Whitespaces is nothing but the space in the sentence from the beginning, ending, and in between the sentences, words, right? So here we can see there are a lot of Whitespace from beginning of the sentence at the ending of the sentence, and here we can see more than one Whitespace between M and Y word. So it's pretty simple. We just need to split the text and join it again with the single Whitespace, so it will remove entire Whitespace from the text, right? So it is pretty simple. We just apply this syntax to the lambda function and it will remove all the Whitespaces from the text. Rest of the code or syntax are same. Removing unwanted character are stored in this particular columns, and you can see the top first 5 records of these 2 columns, right? The next text preprocessing technique is removing most frequent words from the reviews or entire columns. For that, here we are using collection library. In the collection library, we import counter. So how counter will work? First of all, we need to make an object of counter and store into count variable. After that, we iterate each review one by one, and we will split that review, right? After that, each word from that review is count, and if that word is repeat again, then it will be +1 automatically by using count. So count is an object of counter, right? To see most common words, here I have to see top 10 most common words. So we just need to type count dot most underscore common, and here in the first parameter we just need to pass 10. So here we can see NAN is the most common words from the entire text column, entire reviews, right? So here we can see 10 words that are most common or most frequent in our entire column, right? So to remove these words, first of all we need to make a list of these words. So here we can see right now we have a list. Inside the list we have a tuple, right? So first of all we just need to segregate these words from this tuple and make a unique list like this, right? So here we have used list comprehension again. We just type count most common 10, so this one, and for loop will iterate one by one. So in a first iteration we got this tuple, so W is the word and WC is the count, and currently we are looking for only the word, so we just pass word into the new list, which is this one, right? So in the first iteration we got NAN, then I, likewise. So entire list is stored, new list is stored into the frequent word, and here we can print this most frequent word list, right? Now for removing these words from the reviews, we just pass entire column to the apply function. Apply function iterate one by one and it will pass to the lambda function. Lambda function first of all use the least comprehension, and here we can see the for loop. In the for loop we just split entire text and we got the list of words. One by one word will iterate and it will check whether a particular word lies in this frequent word list. So for example, I am Yash, so first word is I, so it will check I is available in this list. Yes, if it is there, then it will not be passed to new list, which is this word, right? If it's not available, then it will be passed. And after that we use the join by using space, so entire new list is joined by the space and we got the string, and that string is stored into text underscore rv underscore frequent word. Hope you understood everything. This is the same concept we have seen above, right? So here you can see is removed, right? Here you might be thinking that I and this is not removed, because here we can see it is in lowercase and here it is in capitalized case, so it will be not removed. So first of all we need to convert entire text column into the lowercase and then we apply to this lambda function to remove that particular words, right? Here you can see all the most common words from entire reviews. Likewise, as we have seen the most frequent word, we can also remove most rare words or most uncommon words, which is rarely comes into the reviews, right? So here the same syntax as we have seen above, we just need to use this slicing concept. Here we have used this slicing concept. This slicing concept is reverts entire this list into in a reverse order. So we can see the last one here, the pops, warms, roomy comes into the first index, right? And here we just want first 10 records, right? So we just slicing 0 to 10, so we get the rare words pops, warms, right? Roomy, falls, right? Goods, comfortable. So here we got the list of rare words and we just use the same concept or same syntax as we have seen. We pass to the apply function or to entire column, then we just iterate one by one each review and use the least comprehension, in which we split it and the word one by one check it will be available on a rare frequency word or not. If it is available in a rare frequency word, then it will be not passed to the new list. If it is not available, then it will be passed to the new word, new list, right? And finally, as we got the entire new list, we just use the join function to convert list into the string by using this space. Hope you got the idea, right? Here you can see the removing the rare word string, it will be stored into this particular column. Now the next one is removing emojis from our reviews, right? So here we got re.compile. Here we use the regular expression and in which we use the function called compile. Compile execute this entire Unicode values of emoticons, symbols and pictographs, transportation, maps, symbols and other flags in iOS, right? Or other emojis, Unicodes, right? And this entire execution is stored into emoji underscore pattern. So we just use the emoji underscore pattern dot substring. Here we want this emoji patterns, which means this one is removed right? So here it will remove and or replaced with this space, right? So here we got these two emoticons called fire, and this fire will be removed in a or replaced with this space, right? Likewise here we have a sentence like you are so funny, and we have this funny emoticons, so it is removed or it is replaced with this space. So you are so funny, and here is the space, right? So the same pattern or execution format is passed to the lambda at dot sub, and here first each review comes from the text column, and it will convert it into a text, and after that the emoji underscore pattern dot sub syntax will convert entire replace if emoticons finds, right, with the blank. I hope you got the idea, and the entire column will be stored into remove underscore emoji underscore text, right? After that, if you are requirement of remove emoticons from the text or reviews, so how you can do that? So first of all, understand the difference between emoticons and emoji. So emoticons is built from the keyboard characters that can be put together in a certain way represent a facial expression, and emoji is an actual image. For example, this is called emoticons and this is called emoji, right? So here we have a dictionary of emoticons. So this dictionary you can easily find from the internet. So first of all, we just need to extract this much of information, right, from the key of this particular dictionary. So how we will do that? So first of all, we use the for loop and pass the emoticons dictionary. So here we got this. Here U implies the Unicode, right? As we have seen above, the prefix R implies the row string in regular expression. Likewise here U as a prefix implies the Unicode, as we want to remove the or find a pattern of emoticons, right? So first of all, we need to make this pattern, right, or find this pattern from the key of this particular dictionary. So here's the pattern is, right? So you can see we got this pattern from the dictionary, right? After that, we just need to compile this entire pattern, and to find that pattern we use the substring, and here we pass the entire sentence like I like your bike, and here we can see the emoticons. So if emoticons underscore pattern find this particular pattern, it will be replaced with the blank, right? So here you can see the output, right? Emoticons is being removed. Now the same syntax, you just need to pass this particular and this entire syntax into the lambda function, and you got the new column remove underscore text emoticons underscore text, which has not any emoticons, right? Now next one is to correct spellings from the reviews, right? So how we will do that? So for that, we just need to import py spell checker library. For importing py spell checker, we just need to type pip install py spell checker. After installing this library, here you can see we have import spell checker, and in which we just need to import spell checker. After that, we import spell check. After that, we make an object of spell checker and store it into spell variable. So let's understand how it is works. So here I have taken example of text is equal to Congress you are selected. So here Congress and selected spelling are misspelled, right? So how we will rectify it? So by using the spell dot unknown, we just split the text because we want as a word, right? So after splitting, we got the list of words, and it will check which words has misspelled, right? So here we got the set of two words, congress and select, right? To correct this particular word, we just need to use correction function. So spell dot correction, and we just need to pass that particular word. So here we can see spelling is corrected, right? So before applying this method to our entire row, entire columns, I have just make a function of spelling correction, in which I pass the text, means review, right? First of all, I initialize the empty list of name corrected underscore text, right? After that, I find spelled words from the reviews or a text and store it into misspelled word, right? Now what the next is, I just take entire review and split. So I got the list of words. That words are being passed one by one in the for loop. Now that word is checked. If word is in this misspelled words list, if it is, then we just use the correction function to correct that misspelled word and store into the corrected underscore text list, right? And if it is not available in misspelled word, that means the word is already corrected or not misspelled. So we directly append into the corrected underscore text, right? At last, we just join this corrected underscore list into the by using join function, and we separate it into the space, right? So let's check how it is work. So here I just execute this cell, and here we can see we got the corrected string. So here you can see congress and selected words are misspelled, and we got the string or a sentence which is corrected, right? So for applying this custom function into the lambda, so it is pretty simple. We just pass entire reviews to the apply function iterate one by one reviews and pass it to the lambda function. Here I just pass this function, custom function, and as an argument I pass the review that comes from our entire columns, right? So one by one review comes, pass it to the spell correct function as an argument, and it will return corrected sentence, and it's stored into spell error underscore text, right? So it will take some time because we have a 23,483 records, so it will take some time. So here you can see, if is there any words are misspelled into the text, it will corrected and stored into spell error underscore text column, right? Now the next technique is, if you want to replace your abbreviations in the real phrases, as today's world we are using the many chatting applications like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and we use a lot of abbreviations like LOL. Here you can see accept, right? So it is like a shortcut, and we just want to replace this accept into the as soon as possible phrase, which is in a real meaning. So how we will do that? So for that, we use first of all we make a string of this abbreviation and separating with new line, right? Here we separating as in a new line, so it is called likewise like slash n here. So we separate it into the new line and store it into approve function, approve variable. Here what we need to do, we just split it into this new line, and we got each this line one by one into the records. We check if record is not empty. First of all, we split by using equal. So here we split equal, right? And we got the zeros position. Zeros position means left side of this equal, and in a one position, which means this one, this whole one, right? And the left side which is 7k, for example, stored into the AB, and this right one is stored into the full name, right? So we make a list of abbrev underscore list and store this all keys, or we can say this left side values, right? And make a dictionary of abbrev underscore dic, and as a key we store this abbreviation, and as a value we store full name, right? So let's execute it. Execute, and you can see here we got all the abbreviation. Here we use the set, right? So it will be in a curly bracket, right? Now we make a chat abbreviation function in which we pass the text argument, right, which is the single review or a text. So here first of all we split this text and we got the one by one word from that particular text or a review. Uh, that we will check this particular word is available in this particular set or not. For that we use the if condition. Here the list means this entire set, right? And we have to convert this word into the uppercase because all these words are in a uppercase. So if it is available in particular list, then what we do, we use the abbrev underscore dictionary and pass it the key. Suppose the word WTF. So here we pass WFT and we got the value of WFT, which is stored into the abbrev dict. You can print here abbrev dict. So here when we write something like this, for WTF we got the output as a what the, right, and stored it into the replace underscore text. Else if it is not available in this particular list, it will directly stored into the replace underscore text. At last we join this replace underscore text list by using join function and separate with the space. Here let's take an example. Chat abbreviation is a function we use great, you are genius. So we want to this GR8 comes into the full name. How it can be done? Let's execute it, and here you can see it will be replaced with the great, which is in a full form of GR8, right? Hope you understood all of these text preprocessing techniques. In a next lecture we are going to learn more advanced text preprocessing techniques. So stay tuned with us. Till then, goodbye.